Okay, so does that work? Hopefully that works. It's showing me that it's working, so hopefully it is. Hello, Melissa and Dana and Yvonne and Evelyn and Dawn. Hello, everybody. I hope that the mic is working now. I'm really, really sorry. Yay. Okay. So, as I was saying before, we're going to be working on the Teresa Goodridge page that we started on the Saturday Color and Chat. Hey there, Viking. Yay. And that, of course, is a picture out of Wish You Were Here by Teresa Goodridge, published by Dover Publications. And the hashtag this month is Dive into Dover. I did not get any Happy Mail yet. I have a couple of things at Happy Mail that I bought that I'll be showing tomorrow. Hi, Sonette. If it's supposed to be here in the mailbox, I can get somebody to go check. But anyway, so we're going to be using all different things today. Of course, we're using the Art Track colored pencils to do this stonework here. And we've got some lovely inks, the June 6 water drop inks that we're going to be using for the water. And then we have some, hey Sassy, some acrylic paints that we will be using for the crests of the water. And we're going to make it all pretty. So we're going to be using a couple of different things if we have time today. I'm not going to concentrate on the rocks too long. This took me 4 hours just to do this part. So I'm just going to do this area here just to show you how it's done. Now, I do have an issue with my back this week. So if it starts getting too painful, I will call the stream early. But it's actually doing better today, so hopefully it will continue to do better today. Oh, I'm sorry, Dana. I wish I could cheer you up, but I can tell you silly jokes. Oh, I'm sorry, Dawn. Yeah, head colds and whatnot are horrible, horrible things. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to the close-up camera so we can get some of these rock works done. Yeah, it's just, and I'm going to fix that because, yeah, for some reason my close-up camera says that there's way too much light in the room. So I'm just going to tone it down a bit. I hope everybody has had a good week. Of course, my camera really doesn't like greens, so it's showing it as a gray brown. There is green in here, as you saw with the other camera. Oh, well, at least it'll be here for Saturday's color and chat. All right, so what I'm going to start with is under the water areas here. Of course, we're going to have a darker gray on the rocks than in the upper areas where it's dry because this will be wet. So we're going to use, let's see if I can remember which one is which. Yeah. So we're going to use number 24 first in the areas that are closest underneath the water. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'm trying not to lean in too far, so if I cover up what I'm doing with my hand, let me know. And this is just the base coat. We'll be putting some other colors in there as well. Just making sure that the areas that are getting hit by water are dark. Yeah, we can see you, Dana. I am sorry that you're sad. I wish we could do something to cheer you up. I can't even show you the puppy dog to cheer you up because she's being a lazy girl today and is in bed. She likes the fact that Mom's not well because then she gets to stay in bed longer and blame it on Mom. So I'm just covering these areas of the rock with some darker gray. And we'll be adding some dark greens for the algae and whatnot as well. And I'm just going to do this area of rock here. And of course I'm going to go into those areas and do the shadows as well. Yeah, I don't know what it is with my back. I think I have a good inkling, but yeah, it's a part of my disease and it kind of sucks. Oh, Evelyn, you lurk, my dear. Get that work done. Doing rocks is kind of boring, so you're not missing much. I colored this entire area over here during Evelyn's live stream on Saturday, and most of Tammy's as well. Yeah, chicken nuggets will do that. And thank you so much, Dana. I appreciate that. Yeah, Shyla gets a hold of chicken nuggets and she just knows that there's more around somewhere, so she just goes and pesters everybody until she gets them all. Hopefully I'm still in screen there. I had to move the picture. Normally I would just move my arms and my body to get into where it is, but I'm kind of stiff today, so I'm working a little stiff. So I'm just going through and putting in those shadow lines, those areas where the rocks come into contact with each other or tower over each other. I'm quite sure most of you know what shadow lines are for. But if you don't, now you do. Now I'm going in with number 48, which is a medium gray with a bit of brown in it. So it's a warm gray, of course. And I'm just extending those shadow lines out. getting all of those areas covered that the water is going to be hitting, because of course if you've seen a wet rock, it's always darker than a dry rock. So hi there, Ains. How's Dad and how are you? So good to see you. Oh, I'm off screen. Sorry, guys. Yes, cats have that tendency, Dana. They like to play with the pencils and like to lay on your projects. And I don't have cats, so I don't have to worry about that. I just have a dog and 2 sugar gliders. Sugar gliders are sleeping because they're nocturnal. Used to have a cat, but husband is allergic, so used to have a cat that was allergic to husband. So my cat, before I moved to the United States, she was a Himalayan, long-haired Himalayan, and every time she would get up on his lap, she would just start sneezing and sneezing. It was funny. Used to tell him that, okay, good to know. I used to tell him that she was allergic to him. She was allergic to people. So I'm just going in now with a 128, which is a lighter gray, because some of these rocks are a bit dry in my brain, and of course the light's going to reflect off of them a little bit differently. Now I'm going to turn the page. I will pre-warn anybody that's new, I am a page turner. I do not apologize for that. I do not contort. Because no matter how much I have tried, I cannot bend that way. And right now with my back the way it is, I definitely can't bend that way. So I'm just filling in all of that white area with the gray. Now we're going to add some browns and greens to make it more rock-like. Hi, Aspie. Good to see you. So we're just going to add some greens into this, because we all know when you have water and stone, most times you have algae or other slimy green stuff on the rocks. Yep, that's right. All us gutter girls, we turn our pages. And that's perfectly fine. You can definitely use Crayola or Crazy Arts or anything that you have handy to color with. I have been blessed with a husband that enjoys seeing me happy with art supplies and anything that makes me smile or giggle. So he has a tendency to fulfill my wish list continuously. So, anything I do with any of the art supplies that I have, you can definitely do with pretty much any colored pencils or paint products, even crayons. I have seen some beautiful things done with crayons. Just regular old Crayola crayons. So I'm just putting in some greens, just giving that effect of plant life or slime life on the rocks. And then we'll start working on some of the water. I don't want to bore you to death with just doing rocks all day. But this is how I did the other rocks. I just filled them in. This area here is not as detailed as that area, so it's going a lot quicker than that area did. I was looking at all these rocks going, oh goodness, I'm just going to end up coloring rocks all day. Oh, well, chocolate ice cream will make you cheer up too. Melissa. Yeah, mine was supposed to take me to the art shop over the weekend, but my back is so bad right now that that did not happen. But that's fine. Right now, the variant is very, very high in our area. So even though we're all vaccinated, I still don't want to take the chance of catching it. So I'll just stay home. It's safer. Yeah. I buy him things, he buys me things. Just adding a little bit of white to some of the areas that I think are going to have some light on them. Just to blend in that gray a little bit. Alright, so we've got our rocks done. Yeah, exactly. I don't have to explain my art supply addiction. How rude. Exactly. I'm going to zoom this out just a little bit here so that you can see the full water area that I'm going to be working in. I don't have to explain my art supply addiction. He just knows I have one. All right, so we've got that zoomed out. I'm going to start with the water area closest to the shore. And I'm going to grab my brushes here. So I'm going to be using my brushes, the same as I used for the crayons and other things. So I'm going to start with the lightest color first. And I'm just going to load up my brush and just going to fill in the area. And of course we're going to go over this with the darker colors as well as the white. So Yeah, it's horrible, Marcia. Yeah. Um, in Oregon right now, they're worried that by the start of September we're going to be out of beds in the hospital, so which is horrible. So I'm just putting this on. It's not going to be the finished product, so I'm not too concerned about any sort of streaking or anything like that at this point, because like I said, we've got other colors to add to it. So the one thing I do like about the brushes is that you can easily smooth out any excess, where with the dauber sometimes the dauber doesn't let you smooth it out as much. Sometimes you can get too much on the dauber and it just won't let you pick it up and move it around. I think I'm actually going to grab a bit of an aquatic green. If, well, I got a bit of one there, so that'll work. And this is a very simple, quick way to do a large body of water and get a really good water effect by using the inks. Yeah, all is always doing good. Everybody's hail hardy. I've got a bit of a problem with my back, but you guys all know about those problems. But otherwise, everything is good here. Put a movie on for Dad and enjoy the movie. Love you guys. So for everybody that doesn't know, Ames is my stepmom, and as a stepmom, of course, she's married to my dad. So just getting some of this light aquatic blue color up here into the tips of the wave. And out here into the areas that the sun's going to be hitting, which is down through here. And I'll go over the little boat that I just painted blue. Hi, Gail. So I'm going to grab a different brush now, and we're going to start working some brighter blues in. But we're not going to put them everywhere. Just in the bottom areas of the waves, brushing it upwards to give it an effect of the motion of the waves, and then into the areas around the rocks, because the rocks are going to have those shadows in the water. Alright, I'm going to turn the page so I can get into these areas here. How did I already get ink on my arm? Alright. So just getting that darker areas in. I'm not going to worry too much about the border because I'll go over that in with some gel pen. And then we're going to do this deeper area out here. And of course I got it on the sky because, you know, that's what happens. It's alright, I can fix it. Concentration. Getting into tight little spots. That's fine. Blame Karen. It's all her fault. Oh, sorry, I dropped a lid on the floor. Whew. It's amazing how laborious that can be, trying to pick something up off the floor. Oh my goodness. I think I need a little bit. Actually, I'll just use colored pencil for that. So now what we're going to do, we've got the water pretty much done. We're just going to go over, make sure that we've got it all blended in. The water is really quite simple. Just going to blend it all in, make sure that all the dark areas are not as dark. I think I am going to grab a little bit of seafoam green here. Turquoise gem, I think, just to give a little bit of variation in the water. Yeah, kind of wish I had one yesterday. Those crayons were cold and they did not want to work well. I got them to work, but not as easily as if I was to have the hot plate to warm them up. So I'm just going through and I'm just putting in little bits of this blue-green color, this turquoise, in a couple of different areas. And then I'll go through and I'll add the lighter as well. I'm just going to grab a different. Ah! Well, it's still Karen's fault, Evelyn. I'm just gonna say that it's still Karen's fault. We're just gonna blame Karen because she enabled me. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of this light blue color down this line here because that's where I'm gonna put a bit of sun ray. And then into a few of these areas with the rocks. All right, now we're going to add some white. Now I've got 3 different things here of white that we can potentially use. So I'm going to show you how to use all 3. One is a gouache, which is a water-based white paint. And this, of course, is a Holbein white paint. I also have Dollar Rowdy's acrylic white paint, which is a white acrylic. I also have a acrylic white paint pen. So all of these things can be used in the same manner. Yeah, it's hot and humid here too. It's supposed to get up over 110 today or 105. Don't mind me, I'm just shaking up this paint pen, making sure that it's all shook up and activated. Because as you know, with paint pens, you got to get the ink a-flowing, otherwise it don't work. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put in dots. In those areas where the water is crusting up. And this is just a basic acrylic paint pen. It's got a fine nib on it, so it's not putting out a lot of paint all at once, which is great. Now, if you watch my deals and my coupons and things like that, I had a coupon and a deal a little while ago for nail art and art stuff. There was some brushes, there was some daubers, things like that. And it was, I think, 70% off. I didn't buy them when they were 70% off. But I liked the idea so much that the next time I saw them come on sale, I bought them. So I didn't get as good of a deal on them as I would have liked, but I still got a pretty good deal on them. So the next one that we're going to use is one of the instruments from that set. And this has a little spot dauber on each end. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some acrylic paint, and this is the acrylic white from Dollar Rowdy. And I'm just going to put a little daub of it in my paint pan. And of course it's white and my paint pan's white, so you're probably not going to be able to see it very well. And I'm just going to put little daubs. Now this set comes with smaller ones as well, so I'm going to grab a smaller one because this one is putting way too much paint down. So I'm going to stick that one in there till I'm done with the smaller ones. So it also came with these, which has a rubber tip as well as a metal tip. And this one is much smaller. So you just dip and use the tip for your paint. Now you can also do this with your gouache. I guess that's the way it's called. It's what it's called. Or any other white paint that you want to use. But these little daubers and these little nail, basically what they are, they're for nail art, are great for working in your smaller areas. And this tip is a rubberized tip, so you can just wipe away some areas that you didn't want to be there. Just like that. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I don't do a lot of mandalas. I just don't find them relaxing. Um, I think it's just a repetition thing. I just don't, I'm not very fond of things that are extremely repetition. And I'm just terrible at them. I love looking at them. You guys always do such a beautiful job of them. I just don't do them well. I'm not very good at them. Now, I find that even though this does give me the control to lift up and remove, I don't have as much control of the dots as I do with a paint pen. So if you have control issues like I do, a paint pen might work better for you. But I do find that the acrylic paint does put out a whiter paint than the acrylic markers. Hey there, Tammy. Good morning. Good morning. And these are Tammy's fault. I just got them, you know. I used to have a set and then I couldn't find them, so I had to buy a new set. And I was worried when I bought the new set too that, as soon as I bought the new set, I was going to find the old set. I haven't found it yet, but I will. I know I will. The only thing I can think of is that, hubby thought I didn't do my nails enough, so he threw them out. Hi, Joyce. I'm sorry I didn't see you there. I'm just going through and adding a little bit of the water foam up on the rocks. I did the water with the dewdrop or the water drop inks, the June 6. There's a combination of 4 colors in here: the turquoise, aquatic splash, ocean depths, and Egan Blue. And I'm just putting in the areas of foam. No, the inks don't bleed through the page. Okay, well, I'm glad that you were lurking and I didn't just completely miss you altogether. Because that does happen. I have a tendency not to look up enough. Just putting in some water effects as they hit the rocks. Yeah, that's the worst thing is trying to convince our clothes that we haven't gained any weight. Hi there, Alex. Welcome, welcome. I hope you're staying out of the heat today. Well, thank you. Trying to do it as realistically as, being at the coast or being home. How all the water turns white when it hits the rocks. And all the green algae on the rocks. So I'm just taking the little tip part here and just breaking up some of that more solid areas so that it gives the effects of those white foam. crest here. Did you lose your jacket? You better find that, Yvonne. Wish your summer wasn't so cold this year. It's the weirdest thing. The weather has been the weirdest thing. You know, areas that usually have a little bit of moisture aren't getting any moisture, and ones that don't get very much moisture are getting all the moisture. Yeah. Well, hopefully they stay safe because it is really warm. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. It does work well from a fountain pen as well. Good point, Evelyn. I don't have a fountain pen, so I have a glass tip pen, but I don't think I have any white ink. Eesh. Okay. Yeah, I have a glass tip. I just don't have any ink. I did not know that Winsor & Newton sold some white ink. Might have to look into that. I know that I have all different rainbow colors, but I don't think there's any white because it's all metallic colors. Yeah, the glass pens are on sale right now too. I like them. Ah! Just got white paint all over my fingernail. Guess the tool said, hey, I'm for painting fingernails, not paper. That feels better because it got some fingernail painting done. Ooh, that sounds cool. You're going to do that on a stream? How did you like your first stream, Evelyn, by the way? I think you did great. We were all so proud of you. Oh, nice. I love a brother that does that. Yeah, Ev streamed last on Saturday, and she did absolutely brilliantly with it right after my stream on Saturday. Not sure. I think so. I think that Evelyn put it in there. All right. So we've got the water works done. Here, I think you're... Evelyn, you're so cute. Um, did you put it in the Discord or do you want to put it in chat, Evelyn? Because I can mod you so that you can put it in chat if you like. Or Tammy can do it because she's already modded. All right, so we've got some water done. Now we're going to take some yellow and we're going to just fill in this area here a little bit because I want it to have some reflections from the sky. And we're also going to put a little bit of gray in here too for the cloud reflections. And then we got to color our little boat. And we're going to take black. And hopefully not tear a hole in the page because I put ink on it. I'm just going to silhouette the boat here because I'm going to do a bit of a rising sun there. Because I put the ink on there and I didn't wait for the ink to dry. All right. Thank you, Tammy. Oh, that's funny. StreamYard says I've been live for 9 minutes. or yeah, Streamlabs, OBS, says I've been live for 9 minutes. That's funny. All right, I'm just gonna get a couple of areas here with a little bit more control. Oh, Evelyn. Thank you. I appreciate that. Can we get a exclamation point love in the chat for Evelyn, please? Tammy has learned from the best. I appreciate it, Evelyn. Thank you. And I do not mind supporting and encouraging you whatsoever. You're fantastic. And I encourage and support everybody. I love everybody. Well, I try to anyway. This week I have not been supporting very many, unfortunately. Even sitting watching the videos has been too much for my back to take, so. But it's getting a little bit better each day, so I should be back to my normal old self soon. Just making sure I get lots of that sea foam up on the rocks and sometimes I forget to look up and follow chat, or if I'm concentrating on something, I find it hard to follow chat. All right. What do you guys think? Is that enough sea foam, or do you think I should put some more in there? I'll put a little bit more in here. Just some little areas where the bubbles are going to come up. You ever think, oh, I want to put this and I want to put that, and then you look at it going, well, maybe that's too much. And then you don't put it in and you look at it later going, I wish I really put that in there. Just going to put little bits in because this water's coming into the shore, so it's getting little tiny waves. I have a intestinal issue, an intestinal disorder, and I think it has gone into a flare, and with that flare is some extreme, oh, what is it called? Swelling, and it's put pressure on my back, which is enraged my back. And once the flare goes down, it should be fine. It's starting to slowly go down, but hi, Ashley. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. You hate jelly rolls? I like jelly rolls. Can't eat them, but I like jelly rolls. I gotta stay away from jelly rolls. They don't like me. Alright, now we're going to take a bit of this darker blue that I used up on the edges here, and I'm just going to fill in a couple of this area, a little bit of this area back here where the water is at its deepest into the ocean areas. And I could have done this with an ink pad, but I find I have more control with the colored pencil. So I'm just going to use the colored pencil just to make sure that I get it into the areas I really want it to be and not into the sky. I already got enough into the sky. Oh, the jelly roll pins. Um, the best thing to do with a jelly roll pen like this one here is a glaze, is you have to give it chance to dry before you go over it. So if you put this down, you have to let it dry before you go anywhere near it. Otherwise it is going to smudge. It's going to drag right across your page. All gel pens are going to be like that though. I'm going to switch over to the main camera so you can see how it's going. What do y'all think? So I've got the lighthouse done, I've got the water done, I've got the shoreline here. I've still got more rocks to do here, and some trees and the sky and the fence. Yeah, it does change the color. And I think I like the way the water's looking. Not liking the fact that I colored it, got watercolor on the sky, but that's okay too. Yeah, I thought about going. That's exactly what I wanted it to look like. Thank you, Alex. I am glad it reminds you of the coast. Yep, that is another one of those things that I was looking for it to look at. I keep on combining both home and the coast here in Oregon because we have pretty much the same type of coast, a nice rocky coast with the lighthouse. And you're right, uh, Mo. It does look like the castle pub. And if you took the top off the lighthouse and put it into a point, however, the castle has it's the same colors. But yeah, there's a lighthouse out here that we went to on the coast, and it just reminded me so much of it. So yeah, you can buy all sorts of really great stuff at Walmart. Yes, it does. It does look exactly the same. Is it still occupied though? I know that there's been so much change out there since I moved away. I haven't been able to get back there anytime soon. Is it not a pub anymore? Yeah, I love lighthouses too. I would live in one if it didn't mean living that close to the water. That's the one. Thank you, honey. That's the one we were talking about, Alex, when we went up to the coast. And we went to a lighthouse and it was really pretty and I liked it. That's the one we went to, Yaquinta Head Lighthouse. So are you on your way home now? Oh, wow, okay. And do the retallers still do the same owner still own it, or is it owned by other people now? Well, I guess I can't go to the castle and play pool. Yeah, it was so nice. All right, so I'm just going to go in and start trying to cover up a little bit more of these rocks. My back is starting to be a little bit agitated from sitting. So I'll do a few more and see if I can get comfortable again. And if not, then I'll have to call it a day. I know it's a little bit early, but unfortunately. If I can't sit, I can't color. Yeah, I'm not sure if we went to that one. We went to a couple of them when we went camping that year, and they were all so pretty. But I'll play with this a little bit more and try to get at least the rock faces done. Yeah, I think that's oh no. I'll have to let Mom know that. Wow. That's surprising. It's a good thing, but it's surprising. I'll have to let Mom know that Kenny passed away last week. She would want to know that. Yeah. Yeah, there's quite a few lighthouses out here. We went camping in a little beachfront area a little ways before that one that my husband mentioned. And we drove around there and we saw a few around there. I'm not sure if it was all the same one. No, it was different ones. There was one in, it looked like a kind of a military type of base. And then there was another one up on a hill, just up from where we were camping. Of course, it was camping in an RV spot, but glamping as my mother calls it. Okay, I'm just going to add the greens in here, and then I think I am going to say thank you all very much for joining me. I do appreciate it, and I am so happy that you were here to spend some time with me. And apologize for, begging off early. I'd rather spend time with you guys, but if I can't get comfortable, then it's not going to be a very good time. You'll have to sit here listening to me going, oh, oh, trying to get comfortable. Oh, thank you. And Dana, you don't need to stay quiet. Absolutely. If I miss your chat, just put it in caps so I can see it. Um, if others see your chat and have some answers for you, they will definitely let you know as well. All right, guys. So it started. It's starting to like a landscape anyway. Hi, Della. Bye, Della. I will be feeling better again soon, I promise. It is starting to go down, so the inflammation should back off a little bit. And as soon as the inflammation backs off on my spine a little bit, it does give me a little bit of relief. So I will be back on Saturday. I do have some wonderful, wonderful fun stuff to show you for tomorrow and Friday. Tammy, I might need your help at some point with some of the fun stuff. You'll see why tomorrow. Yes, I am going to go and rest my back. I'm going to quickly throw something in the oven for the hubby and the kids for dinner, and then I'm going to go lie down for a little bit. Thank you all very much for joining me. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you all for my members and their memberships. I appreciate it. And of course, thank you very much, Evelyn, for your super chat. It is greatly appreciated. Um, until next time, and we will see you again on Saturday. Of course, that will be at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I hope to see you all there. Otherwise, you will see me tomorrow and Friday for all things Thursday and Fun Stuff Friday. Of course, remember to relax, color, and stay safe. Thank you all for joining me. Bye bye for now.